Okay, hi second graders. Today we are looking at lesson 3-4 and we are going to be asked to break apart numbers to add. And we've had practice with breaking apart numbers in our yellow spiral when we make those number bonds. So we're going to be using that to add today. And we're going to find that on page 141. So if you can go ahead, make sure you have your books, page 141. I'm going to share my workspace with you. Like this. There we go. So 141, I have Emily here. Some base 10 blocks lying in a box, and then lesson 3-4 is where we're at. Okay. All right. So Emily has a story to share, and I'm going to go ahead and start with that. Monica has 24 crayons. Paul has 64 crayons. How many crayons do they have in all? Solve any way you choose. Explain your work. Okay, so as an example, I'm going to go ahead and solve two different ways. Okay, I'm going to cut my box in half, and you can follow along with me and choose which way you want to solve. Okay, or if you would like to cut your box in half and do both, you are welcome to do that too. All right, so I think I'm going to start with base 10 blocks because I see base 10 blocks here, and I know that's a strategy that I've used in the past. My original equation is 24 plus 64. Okay, so I'm going to start by modeling what 24 would look like. So that would be 2 10s, 10, 20, plus 4 1s, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now I'm going to model what 64 looks like. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, plus 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then my last step would be to count all these together because I'm looking for how many there are in all and adding. So I know this is 60, and if I count on from there, my other 10s, I have 60, 70, 80. Then I have plus 4, so I would have 84 plus 4 more, right? 85, 86, 87, 88. So all together, I have 88, right? I'll just go ahead and put that here too as my sum, 88. Okay. Another strategy that I can use is the one that we're going to be looking at closely today, which is breaking apart numbers. So I'm going to start by writing my equation 24 plus 64. All right. And now I'm going to work to break each of these apart. So I know that 24 breaks into 20 because this represents 20. This first digit is in the tens place. And 4, right? The 4 represents 4 ones. And my second add in 64, the 6 is my tens, which represents 60. And the 4 is my ones, which represents 4. Okay, now that I have it all broken apart, I can add first the tens and then the ones. So my tens say 20 plus 60 equals, okay, my brain really likes to add with tens, right? 20 plus 60 equals 80, right? If you know 2 plus 6 is 8, then you know 20 plus 60 is 80. And now for my ones, I have 4 plus 4 equals, okay, so 4 plus 4 is a double, we know, that's 8. And finally, I take these two sums and I add those two sums together, so 80 plus 8 equals, again, my brain really likes to add with 10, so 80 plus 8 more gives me a sum of 88. Okay, so that is the strategy that we call breaking apart numbers. Sorry, got interrupted there by my cat. Okay, so my sum is 88. I know that all together they have 88 crayons. Okay? All right, if you need more time with this, I'm going to go ahead and have you pause the video. But otherwise, we're going to go ahead and turn to the next page. You see Emily here, and she's showing us another example of breaking apart numbers to solve an addition problem. So her original equation is 27 plus 35. She says you can use place value to break apart numbers into tens and ones. All right, so basically number bonds. And like I said, when we do number bonds, we circle them. They put squares, but it's the same strategy. Okay, so don't let the circles and squares confuse you. So the first add-in is 27. They broke it apart into 20, because this is in my tens place, and 7, because the 7 is in my ones place, plus 35. So we're breaking apart 30 and 5. Okay. Emily says that she can use mental math to find the sum. All right. Well, what is the mental math that she's calculating in her mind? This is what she writes on the next page, on the next box. She says, add the tens. So my tens are here, 20 and 30. 20 plus 30 equals 50. My next step is to add the ones, 7 and 5. 7 plus 5 equals 12. My last step is to then add the sums. This was 50 and this was 12. So I'm going to put 50 plus 12. And for that, I get a sum of 62. So 27 plus 35 equals 62. Okay. All right, guys. So we are going to look now at the guided practice, and we're going to get more chances to break apart numbers as we're adding two-digit addition. All right, so guided practice says, break apart numbers to find each sum. Use blocks to help if needed. Okay, so remember on the first example, I showed one strategy was to use those blocks, and we've done that for a long time now. So we're probably a lot more comfortable with this strategy. So if you need to return to this strategy to help you as we go through, then notice in the directions, they're encouraging you to do that, to use blocks to help if needed. If you don't need to, that's okay too. Okay, we're going to look at number 1, 17 plus 42. So first we're breaking apart 17. I see in my ones place I have 110. I'm sorry, in my tens place, I have 110. And in my ones place, I have 7. So that's my first number broken apart. And now I'm going to break apart 42. That's going to break into 40 for my first tens place, and then 2 for my ones place. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to work across, and I'm going to add just the tens. 10, I'd like you to put a plus sign here, please. 10 plus 40 equals, okay? We're adding with tens, which our brains really like. 10 plus 40 equals 50. And now we're going to work on adding our ones. 7 plus 2. 7 plus 2 equals, I'm going to equals this way because it equals 9. Okay, and now I'm going to take those two sums and I'm going to add them. They're adding from top to bottom here. 50 plus 9 gives me a sum of 59. Okay, so breaking apart those tens and ones helps us to take it into smaller chunks, and it's easier than trying to do 17 plus 42, right? 17 plus 42 altogether, we just figured out, gives us a sum of 59. So I'm going to write 59 here in my original equation. Okay, let's go ahead and look at number 2 for some more practice. This time they put the sum at the beginning of the equation. We're not going to let that bother us though, because we know that that equal sign just means it's the same on both sides, right? So on this side here, I have 53 plus 23. So I'm going to start by breaking apart my 53. For my tens, I have a 5, so I have 50 there. and my ones is 3. And for 23, that breaks apart into 20 and 3. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and just add my 10. So 50 plus 20. And I know that 50 plus 20 gives me a total of 70. So I'm going to go ahead and write 70 there. Equals 70. Okay. And now I'm going to add my ones, 3 plus 3. And that's going to give me a sum of 6. And if I go ahead and add from top to bottom, 70 plus 6 gives me a total of 76. Okay, so now we can use that to fill in our original equation. 76 equals 53 plus 23. Okay, all right, so I think that I've noticed in the past that second graders have a lot of luck, I guess I should say, with this strategy. They really like it and they do really well with it. It does take practice, but I'm going to really encourage you to get some good practice in as we go, because this strategy can be very successful for you. Okay, our independent practice, we're doing the same process. Break apart numbers to find each sum, and then again, we can use blocks to help if needed. Okay, so I'm going to do 2 examples with you. I'm going to do number 3. It's just some more practice. And then I'm going to do number 6 to show you what it's going to look like when they don't give you the boxes. Okay, so 23, you know that's going to break apart into 20 for my first box and 3 for my second. And then 26 is going to break apart into 20, right, for my first bond, and 6 for my second bond. All right, and I know 20 plus, I'm going to go across now, 20 plus 20 equals 40, and 3 plus 6 equals 9. And if I add those together, 40 plus 9, yeah, my brain loves adding with tens, right? 40 plus 9 gives us 49. So 23 plus 26 gives us 49. All right, so that's the process that you're going to use for numbers 4 and 5. You're going to do those on your own. And then let's look at number 6. It's the same process. We're just not, they just don't give us the bonds this time. So my first add-in is 56, and I'm doing 56 plus 15. Okay, so I'm going to start by breaking apart 56. So I'm going to put 50 for my first bond and 6 for my second bond. And here I have 15. So my first bond is 10. And you'll notice the 10s, they do a little bit shorter than the 1s. My second bond is 5. Okay. And then if I look across, I have 50 plus 10, which gives me a sum of 60. Equal sign there. And here I have 6 plus 5, gives me a sum of 11. So I have 60 plus 11, a 60 plus 11 here that I need to add. All right. So this is where they say it might be helpful to use blocks, right? Because I'm not just adding ones for my second add-in. I have a double digit there. So if you want to use blocks, you can still draw them here. So I have 60, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 plus 11. So that would be 110 and 1, 1. How many do I have all together? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 71. 71 is my sum. So 56 plus 15 gives me 71. Okay. All right, guys. So you're going to do that same process with number 7 and number 8. It takes time to get used to this strategy. This is our first time like really delving into it. So, you know, if you come across questions or if you feel like you're not getting it, remember, you're just not getting it quite yet. We're going to get more practice on this, and I want you to bring questions to me if you have them. We'll do some more examples in class in our meets this week, okay? I don't want you to get frustrated if it doesn't, make sense right away. Just give yourself time. Let's go ahead then and look at the last one on this page, number 9. Add tens and ones to solve. Okay, so we're doing algebra here. It says one number makes both equations true. Find the missing number. 17 plus something equals 28, and something plus 28 equals 39. Well, yeah, those are related facts, aren't they? 28 and 28, 17 plus something equals 28. So if I know that these are related facts and my 28 matches there, oh wait, I'm sorry, it's not a related fact. Oh, my apologies. Okay, let's try again. 17 plus 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. One more is 28. That gave me 11, right? And now I'm going to try my next one. It's telling me that they're both, that the same number makes them both true. So let's test it for this one. 28 plus 11. Let's try it. 28 plus 11. I'm going to do it from top to bottom. In my ones place, I have 8 plus 1. That gives me 9. And in my tens place, I have 2 plus 1. That gives me 3. 39. Sure does. Okay, 11 and 11. So this, I'm sorry, this is not a related fact. I got ahead of myself there because these two numbers don't match, right? 17 and 39 do not match. Those are not related. I got a little ahead of myself. Sorry. Okay, guys, so I hope that you are able to get through this, okay? Again, if you have any questions, bring them to our Google Meet, and we are going to be going over some examples this week when we meet together, okay? So other than that, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you soon. All right, bye.